Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today, I'd like to delve into the world of War Thunder Aviation and share my thoughts on why I think we may be on the brink of a golden age of content. This sentiment, I believe, will resonate particularly well with War Thunder veterans who've been with this game since the beta days. So cast your mind back to the introduction of World War II aircraft into the game. The depth and breadth and scope were truly unparalleled if you want to think about it. There really is nothing else like War Thunder. I mean, the game boasts an extensive collection of, World War II aircraft from various nations, and there's still a lot to be added. But, Gaijin has kind of slowed the pace on World War II content, and especially bombers. I made a video about that a couple months ago. But back to the point here. That part is kind of, sunsetted a bit, and Gaijin has been putting a laser focus on modern airplanes. What we've witnessed from BR 11.0 onwards only scratches the surface, so especially with what's coming for the next patch, this leads me to anticipate a golden age for modern aircraft content is like right around the corner. Now there are a lot of passionate players in this game, so I'll use that term, passionate players. So if you listen to them, they're going to tell you there's a lot of copy paste and blah blah blah. There's not much left to add. But the potential for Gaijin to incorporate modern aircraft like additions to me is just the sky is the limit here. It's going to require some imaginative thinking though, especially for nations that are limited in options. In Japan, I'm kind of looking your way when I say that with the side eye. But when I say the sky is the limit, let me give you an example of what I mean here. So aircraft like the Mirage F1, a relatively modest aircraft. I love the Mirage F1, but recently it hadn't been that good. It did get some buffs though, but whatever. But the point being, even a mid aircraft like the Mirage F1 there's multiple upgrades for their aircraft that are out on the market, like the F1M. There's the F1 MF2000, which is a Moroccan variant, which features an RDY-3 radar, a Damocles targeting pod, Mica IR and RF missiles. It's crazy the variants and the upgrades that are out there just for the Mirage F1. So similarly, right, there's others. Consider the MiG-21 2000, which was an update by the Israeli aerospace industries Lahav, which enhanced the avionics, the radar, the weapons. There's even a Romanian MiG-21, the Lancer A and the C, an air and a ground version. That MiG-21 has upgraded radar as well. The ground attack version can carry precision guided munitions, and the air-to-air version can carry the Python 3 or Magic 2 missile. And crucially here, we have yet to witness the inclusion of more modern indigenous Chinese aircraft. I mean, we did just get the JH-7A, which was awesome, but aircraft like the Chengdu J-10, the J-20, the J-31, those are very new and very exciting aircraft that, have multiple variants already. And the Chinese aviation tree extends even further when you think about Chinese built flankers like the J-11, you have the J-15, the J-16, there are a whole lot of variants and derivatives there. Other noteworthy additions include aircraft like the HAL Tihas from India. There's the joint Pakistani and Chinese JF-17 Thunder, which is a personal favorite of mine. South Korea also has a pretty competitive aircraft industry, the Korean Aerospace Industries KF-21 Boramai. There's also the FA-50 Golden Eagle. And of course, a South Korean tech tree has yet to find its way into the game, but that's one of the tech trees I'm actually looking forward to, and really as an independent nation. So it's really impossible for me to cover everything here in a single video with how many aircraft we literally are in store for. But as you can see, I mean, the potential for diverse and exciting additions is pretty evident. So now let's not forget the heavy hitters. I haven't even talked about those. Aircraft such as the F-16, we've already gotten a taste of that. There's more to come for the F-16, so much more. There's the F-15, which I hope is really coming in this last major update for the year. Lots of life on the F-15 in the game. There are so many variants and derivatives of that aircraft. The MiG-29, there's the Su-27, there's the F-18, the Su-30 flanker, there's the Eurofighter, and of course the JAS-39 Gripen, which is confirmed to be coming this year. Now that was a lot of planes I just said, but each of these aircraft and many others boast multiple variants and upgrades that can be meaningfully introduced into War Thunder. Gaijin's been evolving the modeling mechanics that they have in the game. They've worked on things like aircraft infrared signatures. They've worked on modeling radar better, radar warning receivers, weapon systems. They showcase a commitment to detail, in my opinion, and it provides players with a palpable difference as they progress to the next aircraft. So you may get, okay, I'm just going to the next MiG-29, but that next MiG-29 it's probably going to be modeled so well that you're going to be like, yes, I can feel the difference. This is an actual upgrade. And I'm pretty excited for this. The sophistication and nuance in these mechanics, they're going to contribute to an increasingly immersive gaming experience. But I don't think that's all we have to look forward to. There's the weapons. There are going to be some pretty good missiles, some pretty spicy weapon systems that are going to be coming. But there's also a vast amount of content built around prototypes and other experimental aircraft. So aircraft like the Avro Arrow, the CF-105 Arrow, an amazing plane that never got to be used the way it was designed to be used. I would love to see that plane in this game. There's the F-16XL, the F-20 Tiger Shark, the Mirage 4000, the Mirage that never was. That plane looked amazing. There's the YF-23, airplanes like the Su-47, the MiG Project 1.44, or even aircraft like the Israeli Lavi. These are planes that were ended, due to any number of reasons, whether it be politics, technological dead ends, economics, just money. But it would be really compelling to see aircraft like that actually, come into the game so we could play out how it would have went. Of course, Gaijin's going to have to make some educated guesses and use a little bit of video game magic to make those aircraft work. Some of these planes, they didn't even have weapons development yet. A lot of the avionics, like things like radar, those were planned and proposed, but not actually, built and prototyped and evaluated. So there would be some work, but I think Gaijin could, kind of bridge that gap. Certainly, Gaijin has the option to delve even further into the realm of experimental and proposed aircraft. Aircraft like the F-14 Super Tomcat 21 come to mind. But that is a rabbit hole, and I don't know if we're quite at the point where it's a necessity for content. A necessity for curiosity, but Gaijin doesn't need to do this for content. But there is instead a vast unexplored territory that Gaijin could venture into. And I talked about this before, and those were modern bombers. We really find ourselves without representation from an entire generation of jet bombers. There's aircraft like the Mirage 4, the BAC TSR-2. There's the Tu-22M Backfire, the B-1 Bomber. There's the Tu-160 Blackjack. The list goes on. There's just so much here. That's why I keep talking about this golden age of content that I think we are about to enter into. All right, guys, just to wrap this up, looking forward, I think the future holds a lot of promise for aviation. There's just so many prototypes, experimental aircraft, just waiting to make their mark on the game. There are some fascinating technological dead ends, like I said, like the Avro Arrow, airplanes like the Su-47, even the YF-23, that I'd love to, to play out in the game. The opportunity for players to engage with historical what ifs is really fun to me. All right, so that's really all I got here. If you dig the video, give me a thumbs up, and in the comments, if you want me to explore different aircraft and looking at their variants, just let me know that too. I like you am waiting for the patch to come out, the update to come out at the end of the year. And I know there's a lot of leak list guys. I don't really like to cover a lot of the leak stuff on my channel. Some of it just ends up being, it's like, why get people excited for something that's not really going to happen? But I think we're going to be surprised by what we get with the last update of the year. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.